Hello and welcome. My name is Aiden Shields and I am the sports moron. And I really want to talk about the Denver Broncos playing Monday Night Football against the Chargers. I don't want to talk too much about the game in particular, but I do want to use examples from the game to illustrate the overall problem with the Denver Broncos and why I really don't see the problems that they're facing going away and going away anytime soon. I mean, they're dealing with a lot of stuff, and none of it's good. None of it's good. So on Monday Night Football, the Broncos lost to the Chargers 19-16 in overtime. Neither team looked great or good, or I mean, even okay. I mean, these teams both looked fucking terrible for five straight quarters. It was really hard to watch, but the Broncos in particular just don't seem to have anything going for them. So a couple weeks ago, I had given props to Nathaniel Hackett for bringing in Jerry Rosburg to help him make game time and game management decisions because he had already shown early on in the season that he just wasn't going to be able to do that. But he's proved week after week now that he actually just can't do anything, which is pretty entertaining to nobody because the Broncos are continually in primetime games shitting the bed and just rolling around in it and making just all types of a mess. And it's actually disgusting to watch. They're playing a brand of football that is shameful in just all honesty and brutal honesty, maybe, but I mean, facts is facts. I really don't know what to tell you. So in this game, Russell Wilson, he started off really hot. He was 10 for 10 passing with 9 completions to 9 different receivers and a touchdown for over 100 yards in the first quarter. Awesome. Way to go. Way to start the game off hot. The next 4 quarters, he did absolutely fucking nothing. And it was terrible to watch. Terrible to watch. The Broncos defense, however, was really good. They stopped the Chargers from doing pretty much anything all game. The only thing that the Broncos really did to allow the Chargers to move the ball up and down the field was just a ton of penalties. And I don't necessarily give all the blame to the Broncos. The referees in this game threw a flag on almost every single play. They said, listen, both of these teams suck. We're just going to make us the show. The refs are going to be the show today. So every time the ball snapped, flag. Deep pass, flag. Run up the middle, flag. I mean, it was obnoxious. Like that ref crew can't do that again. That was awful. But they had a lot of big pass interference plays. Damari Mathis had 4 pass interference calls against him just in this game, and that was really the only way the Chargers could move the ball up and down the field was just waiting for the refs to go, oh, that's PI. Oh, defensive holding. I mean, the Chargers looked terrible. Broncos defense looked pretty good minus the penalties, but like I said, I blame that more on the refs than actual bad play and bad discipline from the defense. Now, man, their offense. Let's talk about the offense and all the problems that are going on there. It is a complete mess. Russ does not look in sync with his receivers. Biggest example specifically from this game was there was a 3rd and 2. The pocket is kind of collapsing around Russ like this, and there's a big open window in the middle. Okay, so he can step up and run for 2 yards. It would literally be 3 steps, and he has the first down. Or he could just flip the ball to Greg Dulcich, their rookie tight end, who caught the touchdown on, I believe it was their opening drive or somewhere in the first quarter when Russ was, actually doing what Russ should be doing, which is throwing the ball and getting completions. He is standing all by himself. There is not a single defender within 15 yards of him, standing 4 yards in front of Russell Wilson at the first down marker. And instead of Russ taking 3 steps to get the first down or passing the ball to the guy directly in front of him, he takes a sack. I mean, it's abysmal quarterback play. He has no idea what the fuck is going on. doesn't know where his receivers are or should be on any of these plays. I mean, it's embarrassing. Then he's not in sync with his offensive line. I don't know if he doesn't know or understand the protections. I don't know if he can read an NFL defense at this point because the amount of free pass rushers that the Broncos just never picked up, never saw, never left a running back into chip or block or added a tight end into the mix to help with protection was bizarre. Drew Tranquil had 2 sacks where he just stood at the line of scrimmage, waited for the offensive line to part like the Red Sea, and just sacked Russell Wilson. I mean, he was standing right there. The offensive line said, he's not a problem. And he had 2 sacks. Like, do you not see that he's there? Do you not understand that if 6 people are rushing the quarterback and you have 5 people to protect the quarterback, that, one of them is a free fucking rusher? Like, what are we doing? He made no adjustments. He didn't keep a running back in the backfield and put him in pass pro. He didn't add in a tight end. Like, there was just no problem solving. It was, geez, they're blitzing. Shit. I don't know what to do against the blitz. Hot route? Never heard of it. You're not going to block and you're going to have no hot routes? Why? What are we doing? And then there was this play where the offensive line has 5 people protecting, 5 linemen, no tight ends, no running backs, obviously, but it doesn't matter because the Chargers are rushing 4. 2 on the left side, 3 on the right side, maybe 2 on the right side, whatever the case. The pressure is immediately in Russell Wilson's face. It's from the left side of the defense. Now, the right side of the offensive line is doing a great job. Perfect protection on the right side. And what it does is there's this big opening in the middle. So again, if Russ was intelligent or at least paying attention to what's going on the field, he would just step up into the pocket and rush for, even if it's 2 yards, 3 yards, who cares? You're not taking a sack. Or he could slide to the right of the pocket where there's no pressure, no lineman in his face, and his offensive line is doing, their job in protecting the passer, unlike the guard and the tackle on the left side. So he could just slide to the right with his eyes downfield and make a throw. Instead, he decides to scramble into the pressure. Like, I genuinely don't know if he doesn't understand the offensive line protection, if he doesn't understand the playbook, or if he just isn't paying attention. Because, like, these are examples of multiple plays where there's no, like, reasonable excuse for why the dramatic mistakes are being made. There's not like oh man, like that was just an unlucky play. Or wow, the defense really executed that game plan to a T, and that's why. No, it's Russ just not knowing what the fuck is going on. And when you pay somebody fucking 200 and holy shit amount of money over 5 years, like, you can't play like this. You can't. It's not acceptable. So there's a big problem with Russ at quarterback and Nathaniel Hackett's offense, and just nobody really understanding what they're supposed to be doing. Now, I also think that Nathaniel Hackett has no idea what he's doing, because when Javonte Williams was healthy, Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams were splitting carries, almost to a 50-50 clip. Then Javonte Williams gets hurt. Melvin Gordon elevates to RB1. They bring in Latavius Murray. And then on Monday Night Football, they bench Melvin Gordon in the middle of the game. Oh, okay. It's an interesting decision. Not sure I fully understand it. But hey, you know what? Nathaniel Hackett's an offensive-minded head coach. He knows what he's doing. Then after the game, he tells the media, man, you know what? I just had to sit down with Melvin, and you know what? He made some good points. He'll be our starting running back next week. So the players dictate how you set the lineup? Like, you didn't even have a reason why Latavius Murray was your starting quarterback throughout the entire game? How does that happen? How? Like, this guy has no clue what he's doing. If he had come out to the media and said, "Hey, you know what? We started Melvin Gordon, and we really stuck with Latavius Murray because we felt like his downhill running was just better for the type of offense that we wanted to run tonight." That would have been one thing. It would have been one thing to go, we're playing Latavius Murray more because he fits the scheme of our offense better than Melvin Gordon was today. That's a respectable answer. You had a thoughtful and logical reason why Latavius Murray had more snaps, had more carries. But you didn't. You just said, man, Melvin just let me know that he wanted more touches. And you know what? I think he's right. I think we should get him more touches. What? These are two players with two completely different skill sets. Latavius Murray is a big, bruising back. He is best when he's running downhill through the offensive line in the A and B gaps. He's a downhill physical runner. That's where he makes his money. That's where he's good. Melvin Gordon, yes, he can run between the tackles. Yes, he can run outside the tackles. He can catch passes out of the backfield at a much higher level than Latavius Murray. These are two completely different players. Melvin Gordon is an all-around back, more focused on speed than power. Latavius Murray is a power back. He runs fast in one direction and can lower his shoulder. And instead of saying, hey, we have a couple plays schemed specifically towards Melvin Gordon, we have some plays schemed towards Latavius Murray, they'll split carries, doing two different job functions, he said, man, one of them is just going to do everything. It's like physically painful to listen to this guy have no fucking clue what he's doing, no basis for where and why he's making decisions. He's just willy nilly doing random shit. And it's not working. It's not going to start working. It's not just going to be this magical thing where the team just figures it all out. Nathaniel Hackett is not going to be the coach to turn around the Broncos. They have a great roster, and nobody seems to be on the same page. He doesn't have a reason for doing anything that he's doing, which I think is why you see everybody just in scramble mode and panic mode every time they step on the field because the coach doesn't know what he's doing. So the players, therefore, don't know what they're doing because who's telling them to do shit? A guy who doesn't know what's going on. Like, the Broncos are dead. They're dead. The baby never to be fixed ever again. It's over. Fuck it. Sell the team again. Something's got to change. I don't know what it is, but man, it's bad. It is bad. And I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon.